Hi, so I wanted to make a video on like a seasonal depression or otherwise called seasonal affective disorder, like survival guide. Or I wouldn't say guide, maybe like a kit of some things that help me because in the winter months, my depression either comes back or it gets more severe. And I just want to be able to give you some tips I've learned over the years that help me when the seasons are changing. And I feel like this is the perfect time. Today's November 1st. And the first thing I can say is prepare yourself for the winter and the fall. So it's the fall now, but mentally prepare yourself and know that, okay, winter is right around the corner. I need to prepare myself and know that this is temporary. That's another thing, it's temporary. Okay, so one of my tips that I tell everyone this, get your vitamin D levels checked. And the reason why I say this, especially if you're in America, we, compared to other countries, have lower vitamin D levels. We tend to be vitamin D deficient. Not everyone in the US, but it's very common for us. And that's because we don't spend, the typical person doesn't really spend enough time outside in the sun to be able to receive the vitamin D. And I mention this because if your vitamin D levels are low, if you're deficient in vitamin D, it causes depression. Like, it causes depression symptoms, I should say. And so if you're already vulnerable to the depression biologically, then the vitamin D levels being low is going to make it worse. Not saying you take vitamin D and you're like, oh, I'm doing great, but it'll help the intensity of the depressed mood, if that makes sense. So the next thing I want to mention, which a lot of you may have already known about this, but it's a light box. So right here, this is what a light box is, and you plug it in as electric. Well, at least mine is. And you sit it up and you sit in front of the box. Basically, the light, it mimics sunlight. So they really recommend you to use it like in the morning, like before the sun comes up, or like, I don't know, it depends, because people use it for different like reasons and stuff. But I like to use it in the morning, and sometimes I might use it in like the evening. But when I say the evening, not like bedtime evening, I mean like maybe like 4 o'clock. Just so, basically the purpose of the light box is to expose you to more light, because during these seasons, the time change, daylight savings time, it tends to get dark quicker. Sorry, my brain was just like, I had no idea. But yeah, use the light box. I don't have a plug over here, but it's like a big white bright light, and you don't look directly at the light, you just have it facing you. So you could be doing something like watching TV or whatever, but you just have this facing you. And mine actually has like a timer that you can choose to, and you can change the brightness. So if you want to know, if any of you are interested in what this light box brand is, I can always put it in the description of where I got it from. I got it from Amazon, but I can send a direct link. Another thing is, make sure whatever room you're in, whether you're in your bedroom or anywhere else, try to let light in. So what I mean is like having your blinds open, your curtains open, letting in some of that natural sunlight. Now, letting in natural sunlight isn't going to make everything magical and perfect again. But I'm just thinking about how when I was in high school and I was severely depressed, I always had my curtains closed in my room. My room was almost always dark. And so I don't want anyone watching this to be like, oh, Janelle doesn't know what it's like. Trust me, I'll make a video about it maybe sometime in the future, but trust me, I know. I did not want any sunlight in my room when I was a teenager. So just like I have it right now with the light, the windows open and stuff, do that, because at least that's something you're letting you're letting light in. You're not just sitting in the dark. The next tip I would oh the next tip that I wanted to give is to try to get outside every day. I know that it can be hard, especially when it's cold and you just want to lay in bed. You don't even want to step outside, because I've been in that position before too, where I don't go outside for days, sometimes like a week or two. That has happened. So I would say give yourself at least, if you're having a really hard time, I would say give yourself at least 5 to 10 minutes outside. That's better than no time at all. I mean, the fresh air just does something. Once again, it's not a cure-all. It's not going to make, it's not going to make the depression just go, oh, bye-bye. But it will help a little bit with the intensity of the depression. Okay, this may seem obvious, but I definitely wanted to throw this in there. And basically what I wanted to say was, if you are on medication, especially antidepressants, to continue taking them. Even if, because I've experienced it before where I'm like, I feel like these aren't working, why should I take them? Still take them. Contact your prescriber, but still take them. Trust me, because they could be working even just a tiny bit and you get off of it and it gets worse. The other part of this that I wanted to mention is, if you're not on medication, consider taking it. If you want to have like a second opinion, you can make an appointment with your doctor, and your doctor will assess you and see if antidepressants will be beneficial to you. But please consider it. I know that being on medication isn't always fun, and socially we're still trying to erase the stigma with it, but medication can be really life-changing. It can be really life-changing. So, also, another thing that can help as well is if you plan things to look forward to. Now, it could be big things like, oh, I want to travel next month or in 6 months or something. Or it can be something, small. It doesn't have to be like big, magnificent things to look forward to. It could be like, you know what, when I get home today, I'm going to take a nice bath. Or it can be, Saturday, I'm going to go to the library. It could be little stuff like that you can look forward to. If it's someone that you want to see, like to visit or something, or have them visit you, you have that to look forward to. It's like a lot of things you can make for yourself to look forward to, whether it's short term or long term. But if you have something exciting to look forward to, you're like, oh, I got invited to this birthday party in 2 months, or something like that. If you have something to look forward to, then you're like, okay, I gotta keep going, because if I give up now, I won't be able to experience that fun event or whatever it is. Okay, so I know this is a common one. I'm sure people have been told this millions of times, but it is truth. I don't want to say should, I don't like using the word should, but it will be beneficial if you had a schedule or routine for yourself every day. Whether you, on Sunday, plan out your whole week, like write it down or put it in your phone or something, or you could do it day by day. Like, at night, the night before, say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And it works even better if you have like times on there, like 10 o'clock I'm doing this, 12 o'clock I'm doing this. But if that's too much for you, even just having a list is good enough. Because I know sometimes, like, I don't like going by times. Like, oh, 12 o'clock you do this, 1 o'clock, I don't like that. I like to be a little bit more like, what's that word? I can't think of the word right now, but, spontaneous. I like to be more spontaneous. But having a list of things to get accomplished each day is still, like, helpful to me, at least. So, okay, trust me, I do not want to be this person, because I know in the midst of my depression and stuff, people telling me, oh, get some exercise, get some physical activity. I was like, they don't understand. I'm like, how am I supposed to do that? And I'm in such a dark place. I don't even want to get out of bed, But when I say the tip I was going to say was physical activity, I'm not talking about go up to the gym and get on the elliptical and a cycling bike. And it can be something so simple, like, sometimes I walk around my block just once, and that usually takes like 5 minutes. But that 5 minutes, a lot of times, maybe not if my depression's severe, but if it's like moderate or mild, a lot of times that walk is just like, it's nice. Especially if you have music playing. I had my headphones on, walking. You get the fresh air. You see the plants or whatever around you. You see people, and it just, if you do something physical, and something else that can be categorized as physical activity is even just like straightening up. Like if you got up and you were like, you know what, I'm gonna make my bed. That's your physical activity. That's something physical activity that you're doing that's beneficial to you because your environment looks a little nicer and it kind of helps a little bit. But don't get me wrong, I know what it's like to be in such an ill state and to have people tell you, oh, have you tried exercise? Because like I was like, how can I even exercise? How can I do this exercise stuff and I don't even want to exist? So I understand how it can be difficult, but on the days that seem a little bit easier, try to take a little short walk, or try to at least, if you got out of bed, that's physical activity. Because I know how hard it can be. So if somebody's like, I was depressed, but I got out of bed, that is amazing. Because not everybody knows how difficult that is for you. Even with me saying that I can relate to stuff like that. Lastly, I wanted to mention that it's important for you to try to get some kind of socialization in every day. If you don't have anybody personally in your life, you can find support networks online or in the community. Even if you just say, I'm going to go sit at the local park. And I don't know how your social skills are, like if you have social anxiety or not, but like, I don't know, you can say hi to people. Ooh, I like your dog. What kind of dog is that? Stuff like that. But try to get some kind of socialization in every day. I feel like it's important and it's healthy to have social interaction because we are social creatures and we need that. We do. And so one thing I do recommend is joining like a local club or a local group or support group. They have them in person, but they also have them online. I recommend looking at meetup.com. I was recommended that site for years, and I always didn't do anything about it because I was like, I used to have really bad social anxiety. So I was like, no, not happening. No way. It's a no from me, dog. But, I mean, it's nice. And it'll help get you out of your shell a little bit too socially. So I'm hoping that this video was beneficial to at least one person. If it was one person that got some kind of benefit from this video, please let me know. Because it helps me to know that, someone's being benefited from whatever I'm saying. So, also don't forget to get a light box. And, you can get them cheap on Amazon. I think this was like $29. Yeah, it was like $29 or so on Amazon. Not sure how much it is now, but get yourself a light box. And just know that this is temporary. Just know that you are not alone. There's other people in the world struggling with the same exact thing. And you got this. I believe in you. I believe in you. Okay?